Hello, America, and welcome to the Home Front. My name is Michelle Posey. I'm so glad that you all chose to join in today. We've got a wonderful panel of ladies. We're going to get into some fun questions and interviews, but I have to tell you, a lot of people ask, what is the home front? We are a bunch of women ranging from different ages, but we're all concerned with things that deal with the nuclear family, what's going on in our government, what's going on in our healthcare, what's going on at our southern border. And honestly, I can't find my opinion anywhere out there when I turn on the television. So we want to give a voice to the American people that have felt like maybe we've been a little silenced in the past. So if you're looking for that kind of show, welcome home. This is the Home Front. Okay, ladies, we're going to go around the table. You're going to tell me your first name, tell them your first name. And the question today is, what would you like to be remembered for? Now, I hate to be bleak, like we've left the earth, but let's say, what would you like to be remembered for?
What do you want to leave behind, I guess, your legacy?
Who are you?
I'm Allie. Hi, nice to meet everybody. To answer the question, I think what I want it to be remembered for is helping to save the Republic. I think that we're in times where that's something that's needed, and to have people that are willing to find that courage to step forward and do the right thing and push back and say no. I feel like I've done that my whole life, so why not continue to do it for liberty, for our nation?
And you do it well. Nice.
Thank you.
I hate you. I'm always supposed to follow you. I always go after you, and I'm like, how am I supposed to top that?
In your own way, dear, in your own way.
Well, I'm Brianna. One thing that I want to be remembered for, the one thing that really matters to me most is just that I was a good mom. That is the most important thing to me.
Good.
What the rest of the world thinks of me does not matter. If my children thought that I gave them a good childhood, I can go peacefully.
Yeah, and I get to go third, so.
Like, how do you follow that as a mom? I'm saying.
But it's okay, Michelle, you top everything off at the end, so really fast. So I'm Tanya, and I had to think about this about 4 years ago when COVID came out, and I decided to kind of step forward and risk a lot for my kids. And I always said to anybody who asked me, why do you do it? And I always say, because I want my kids to know that I fought and did everything I could for them and for everyone else's children. So as long as my kids can turn around and repeat that, I'm good.
That's wonderful.
Well, I'm Vanola, and I want to be remembered for just doing what God wanted me to do on this earth. And I think that's so hard because at the end of the day, it's not what people say about you, right? Mm-hmm. It's about what the people God called you to say about you. And so just like Brianna, because, you could be remembered by the world and not even known by your own children. Mm. So at the end of the day, I think it's the people that you interact with every day, the people that you work with, the postman, the cashier. How will they remember me? And I hope they remember me as kind and a person who made them laugh and a person who encouraged them when they were down.
My name is Laura. I would like to be remembered for having moral courage. Specifically, my dad always said, "You rebel, therefore you exist." So that's my dad.
That needs to be on a T-shirt.
I will be
So
stealing
good.
that at some
Putting
point.
that down
is
for the
one.
home front merch.
Yeah, home front merch. I love that. That is amazing. I told you they were wonderful women.
So good.
My name is Michelle. Oh gosh, how do you? I think the thing I want to be remembered for the most is that I just said yes. When God said, this isn't going to be fun, it's not always going to be comfortable, it's going to be, when they persecute you in my name, you're blessed. For all of us, any way that you step out and say, here I am, use me, I think that's what I want to be remembered for. Ooh, it just got heavy in here.
I told you.
It's good.
I told you, she wraps it all up.
It's not heavy. That's the spirit of the Lord in the house. Just saying. I mean, he lives here.
He does.
Every episode.
And you know what? Is it okay if I just encourage our viewers for a second? The greatest tragedy, especially with our awesome, amazing Brianna's generation, who, by the way, doesn't have children, if you're wondering. She has no children.
Yes, I do.
Yet.
I have a cat.
You have a cat? Okay.
She's a cat.
Don't my cat.
But you know what?
Very important to me.
You cannot please everybody. You
Right.
have to get that into your head. And if you are pleasing everybody, then I'm thinking you're not standing for anything. So this is your encouragement to just do what you feel God's called you to do. And if you end up offending people, honey, it's okay.
Walk
Because
in
there are
it.
a lot of people on your side who are going to encourage you. So take that to heart.
I almost want to invite like a studio audience in here, and I want to invite like Whoopi and Joy Behar.
No.
Who?
No.
The View. I think they need to sit here and they need to get a dose
No,
of this.
no.
I don't know.
I feel like every name you say, I'm like, who?
Who are these people, Mom?
You have a
I
huge
don't know.
friend group, Mom. I don't know these people.
Oh
Well,
my goodness. I
Joy
love you.
is
I
not
love
on
you.
that friend list. So. She definitely is not.
Ladies, I am
Blocked
ready. I
list,
really want to.
gotcha.
I want to welcome our special guest, Laura Hartman.
Welcome, Laura.
Laura is here today. Now she is. It says here you're a founding member of the American Frontline Nurses. So when you talk about going out there and going first and saying, "Send me," you are it through and through. So welcome to the home front. It's good to have you. Thank you. Tell me what that was like. What started American Frontline Nurses? What started the need for that?
So I was in the military, and then I got out of the military, and I had hospital experience through the military. And then I went to nursing school. I graduated nursing school, and then I found myself at the VA hospital. And I was a former VA nurse 10 years ago. So when 2020 happened, I was already prepared and knowing the routes and the avenues to help step into the need, to step into the gap, and to lead, and to empower other nurses, and to share knowledge and use open sources. And disruptive technology became our friend, and just seeing what other methods were out there. And the need truly did come down to patients in inadequate care in hospitals, or receiving remdesivir specifically is where we focused. Getting patients off of ventilators, getting ivermectin into hospitals, that, and then we would also like host protests outside of hospitals. And like Palm Springs Center is actually one of the hospitals where we rallied a protest outside of there, and we were using hashtag Save Tamara Drock. So they're just understanding, making it personal, making it real, making
Putting
it
a
tangible.
name.
Yes.
Say the name.
Yes.
One other question I want to ask you before the other ladies probably have a question too, but what was it like? Because I feel like you would also represent a lot of healthcare workers that are working in the hospitals, working in the clinics, who might be a little timid to come out and say, I think we should do something different. There's something we're not doing right here, because it's their job, right? So do you feel like you made a way for them to be a little more emboldened?
I do believe that. I believe there's a lot of other nurses as well, not just myself, but that we are able to help empower ourselves to build a parallel system to the sick care system that we currently live in. And like, what does that what does that?
Everybody caught that, right? The sick care system. That, I think, I don't want that to be missed on the audience. That was an important statement that you just made. They don't cure anything. They don't fix anything. They really just only give you medicine to, mask symptoms, which is to keep you sick.
The VA is a great example of what not to do, and direct primary care is a
Yes.
great example of what we should be doing, or what we can do more of, to empower our patients, to empower the veterans to make the decision that's best for their health, because they do have a right to try.
Glad you brought that up, because everybody needs to pay attention to. We're hoping that Biden will bring this up. That when it's brought up, he'll sign it. But Congressman Greg Steube, who's from this area, he has an amazing piece of legislation where he wants all veterans to be able to get TRICARE, I think it's called. And so the idea is you don't have to just go to a VA. You can choose your primary care physician, because in this area we live in, there's no, you have to drive quite a distance to get to the VA. What do you think about some type of legislation like that?
I support that. I worked closely with Congressman Greg Steube's office on a very personal level with my dad. My dad is a veteran. He does receive care at the VA. And I'm just like, this isn't healthcare. What else can we do? Like, how else can we empower people to have options and alternative care? So
I know so many veterans that refuse to go to the VA because of the things that they push. Like, every time you walk in there, it's like a shot clinic. It's like they are constantly pushing the flu shot. They are constantly pushing the COVID shot. It doesn't matter how many times you say no. It doesn't matter if it's annotated in your chart. They will ask you 1,500 times before you leave that office. And most veterans just don't have the patience for it. And then it takes forever for them to see you, or they're constantly canceling your appointments. It's like it's non-effective. So everybody that wants to be on government assistance, listen to a veteran when they tell you that the government does not do anything efficiently, not ever. So why people want to be on government assistance or government universal health care is beyond me. They need to listen to their elders, listen to your oaks in your community, especially our veterans, because we know what we're talking about.
Well, I know you have a history here with Tanya because Tanya is co-owner of We the People Clinic right here in Venice, Florida. So tell me a little bit about the services you offer there. How did you get in touch with Laura? How did you bring her into the clinic?
Laura was part of our mom's group, and she kind of linked in there with us because she saw that although she's not a mom, she shared the same missions and the same goals, and we've done a lot of activism together, I would say, where we've focused in on a lot of stuff. I think I actually first met you at, it was the Venetian Hotel, right? Wasn't it?
It was Sarasota Memorial Hospital.
It was Sarasota.
the
Yes,
Lord
it was. Yes, it was.
I brought Tamara Jock's story there. Wait, there's other people saying the same thing I'm saying?
Yes.
Wait, what do you do? Where are this moms? What is going on?
Yeah.
You invited me to the meeting.
Yeah, I mean, we're just we even have men at our moms group, so it's not really exclusive Moms for America, right?
Right,
It's like, but we synced up, and we've been communicating ever since, and always really liked each other, and we shared the same goals. And then when I started the clinic, I said, let me reach out to Miss Laura, see if she might want to help us get this mission up and running. And she was working there for quite a while, and she still is working there. But she has, I don't know if you want to talk about your dad, but you do have other important things going on. So I wish you were there more. But I can't have her all the time.
It is definitely my favorite direct primary care office. And one of the reasons that I have chosen to shift my entire lifestyle and step away from America Frontline Nurses and just take a daughter role, a caretaker role, because to the core, I am a healer, I am a nurse, I am a daughter. My father is vaccinated and he is injured. So his cancer now is in remission. And I believe he is in remission because I do live with him, and I pour the joy, and it's the everyday activities.
But Laura, he was vaccinated, then got you
turbo
got
cancer.
him well again.
Oh yeah.
There's more of a story there.
Okay, we're gonna need you to dive in
Yeah.
just a little deeper for the audience.
Because
It seems like, there's 4 of us on the panel that personally know you and have known you for a while,
Yeah.
so we kind of understand the backstory, but everybody else at home.
I didn't know that.
You have been very integral in every aspect of his damaging his body. Then she has stepped in and recovered his body and helped him to then him doing it. I'll let you go ahead and take it from there.
Okay, so the full story of my father, he received a text message on his phone from the VA hospital that said, click this link and schedule your COVID vaccination. I was not living with my father at the time. He clicked that link on his phone and he scheduled his appointment. And like a good soldier that trusts the government, that wants to believe in something bigger than himself, he marched down to the VA. He waited in line. He got Pfizer. 2 weeks later, he got Moderna. And he's like, I'm vaccinated. You can come over, kid. And I was like, what? As someone deeply rooted in America Frontline Nurses, what just happened?
Oh, so then that was like a gut
processing.
punch. I'm so sorry.
Right, thank you. But it's I'm processing the nurse in me. I'm processing in real time. But what is the solution? What am I focusing on? Are we focusing on cancer? Are we focusing on remission? So then he received 2 of the vaccinations. Then he did come down with turbo cancer, bladder cancer specifically. It was prostate cancer that extremely metastasized into his bladder.
You guys know, and I'm pause you right there. It's not a medical term, but it's what all the medical freedom doctors are calling turbo cancer.
Post-vaccination.
And it's
cancer.
once you're double vaccinated, and you can sometimes have cancer prior to that's in remission, and then suddenly it just
Explodes.
Boom. It explodes, but by exploding, it's like stage 4, nothing we can do kind of thing.
Oh, I never heard
You
about
have no
this.
symptoms, no warning signs, no nothing. It
Oh
just
my
comes out
God.
of nowhere. That's one aspect of that. The other one, when you're vaccinated, the other type of turbo cancer is you never had cancer before. And then all of a sudden now you have cancer everywhere. And that was what happened to her dad. And so this became a thing where now you hear about all these people that are in their 20s, your age, getting colon cancer. And colon cancer is it's not for the young. It's usually older people who get colon cancer. So somebody in their 20s, imagine stage 4 colon cancer. So I'm sorry, Laura. I just wanted to.
Thank you for backing up, because I was kind of like, that's a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
Almost sounds like it was
Post-vaccination
purposeful.
cancer.
Don't say that I'm in my 20s though. I got 1 year left. Don't rush it.
Well, you'll be in your 30s before you know it.
We are seeing a lot of
Listen, there's nothing wrong with being 30, okay?
I'm not saying that.
My mammogram, ladies.
Oh,
scheduling,
don't even get me started on
but
mammograms.
The lady the tech who did my mammogram, we were talking about dense tissue, and she said she's seen such an upsurge of young girls, right? And women don't usually get mammograms until they're 40, but breast cancer.
Don't get any more
since
mammograms.
That, you know.
What is the other detection?
Ultrasound.
Or thermography.
Yeah.
Okay, ultrasound.
No radiation.
Okay.
They use 50 pounds of pressure on each breast, which if you have
Yes.
any cancer, small little, it can compress them and
I don't have
Pop
a
them
lot
open.
there. It just goes.
they'll find
They'll
it.
find it.
Trust me, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Who developed 50
Thermography
pounds of
or
pressure
ultrasound.
on Sorry. Continue, because I want to know. So at this point, he's got a turbo cancer. Are you putting the pieces together that, wait a minute, this is being reported after vaccines, so you kind of know, okay.
I was running America Frontline Nurses from my cell phone and my iPad on a studio on the beach.
Oh,
I created my
wow.
freedom.
What?
I was loving it. I was living life. I was
Yeah.
connecting. Everything was virtual. No one knew it was me. I was comfortable at this time.
Yeah.
And I was giving my research to Dr. Brian Artis, who was speaking out against remdesivir and just empowering other people. And then it just came to a screeching halt. And I was like, and this point is when I go into daughter role. And this point is when I go into compassion and care and move in with him and cook all of his food. He can't hear it, so I need to cook his food and not describe food as medicine. I just need to say, here, Papa, I love you, here's dinner. And what are we watching today? Why don't we not watch TV? I don't like watching TV. I don't have a TV. Let's switch it to something else. Okay, and like those little shifts every single day. There's mushrooms at the store. Can you want to make some mushrooms? And just going back to the nostalgic of farmers markets, going back to the nostalgic of I was raised between country and Amish in the middle of Ohio. Like I'm a Midwest girl. So I'm like, let's go back to the nostalgic of food. Let's go to the farmers markets and just driving him, just being like, I just want an hour. Okay, and like he'll have that willingness, the willingness to hear me and to receive that it's a gift from God. So we can lean into that and we can say, like, this is how we're going to live. I'm not going to talk at you, I'm going to demonstrate.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
But then you got the bigger picture, though. You got him well again.
Yes. All of that leads to wellness. All of that leads to empowerment. All of that leads to advocating. Yes, like we met in the hospital, and I was there. Very
Not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. We're just going to say it. It's not going to be pretty. But
and I was advocating for my father, and I was standing there at the podium saying, I demand he gets like the BCG treatment. I demand this. Like, I'm not okay with you knowing that turbo cancer is coming. And as a taxpayer in this district, as a taxpayer in Stubbe's district specifically, and just having that assertiveness, that willingness to lean into what I knew was right and just. And as a nurse, like that's why we advocate. And this time I wasn't advocating for a patient. I was advocating for my father. For my father.
That's amazing. You can relate to that.
well,
Oh, Michelle.
we can be real, right? This is my living room.
Of course.
So many people in our world did not get a chance to advocate for their loved ones. We were told we didn't know what we were doing. We were told that there was a protocol and just sit back. We're going to roll the dice. We're going to see what happens. And you were able to talk to your dad. I was able to talk to my dad via FaceTime. And I remember him telling me, and I'm only sharing this because I know you feel, America, you went through COVID. You understand what happened. You all have neighbors. You have loved ones. You have uncles. You have fathers that passed away. To hear your loved ones say, I don't think they're going to let me out of here. He knew that not so much the people directly associated with him, maybe the night nurse was doing the best job she could, but whoever was calling the shots was unwilling, inhumane, and would not allow an individual course of treatment. And I am so glad that you stood in that gap for your dad. I think that's why a lot of us are doing that now, because we can never never, never, never go back to that.
We can never
And
let it happen again.
Never let it happen again.
Never let it
Never
happen
let it
again.
Can I just say how absolutely terrifying it is for me growing up, knowing that it's happening now for you? One day I'm going to be your age and I'm going to have to deal with that, and you guys will not be here. So I look at the people that I surround myself with, friends that are my age, they don't care. Do you know how few people my age are actually interested in these type of discussions? So I'm not going to have anyone. You guys have people around you. Who do I have? I have no one. So the probability of me having to go through that is almost 100%. And having to deal with that every day, that's why our generation is the way it is. We don't think about it. We are in denial and we pretend it doesn't exist.
Well, I don't know if you know, but Brianna's my daughter, so I intend to live and haunt her for a long time.
Oh, girl, I'm fully prepared.
But
And now I'm her aunt, surrogate, and I will be praying for you to be surrounded by friends
Yes.
that think and like you and that can lift you up and that will be there
Yes.
for you in your times of need, because we all need friends like that.
That is
we
so,
all
so
need friends
true.
to be there.
so true.
I'm just praying it's the age and they kind of, as they get older and they start having children. I think you need to see your friends in a different, I think the changing period, right, between 19 to 30 is a drastic,
drastic.
one. And most of that, your 20s, is very selfishly consumed. So I'm hoping you're not where you think you might be, because once you have kids, it's no longer just you. It's your kids and your family, and then all your perspectives change. All of that suddenly just flips around. So I think
you get
there's
that phone
hope.
call, Mom.
Yeah.
You were so right.
Yeah,
I just want to say that phone
it'll
call's
happen.
coming.
It'll happen. You're gonna get that phone call.
So Laura, I know we're gonna be going to a commercial break, but I wanted to give you a couple minutes to help us understand. Okay, you fought for your dad. You're still fighting for other people. What can we do out there, people that are watching? Let's face it, this is a helpless feeling. I mean, all we knew to do was show up at hospital board meetings, maybe run for office, write some op-eds in the newspaper. What can we do to try to help push this to where our healthcare system maybe gets an overhaul or a facelift?
I have two immediate responses. The first one is vote with your feet. Where are you spending your money? Do you support direct primary care? Show that you support direct primary care. If you don't support insurance, don't be in that fearful state of willing to drop it.
Right.
Taking those action steps so we can start seeing this shift and we can empower each other. If we go to farmers markets, a direct care, do you know where your source is coming from? Are you getting meat that's vaccinated? Or are you not? Do we know this, or is that too soon for that conversation?
That's good.
Okay, so how do we find that out? Because I don't know about Florida. I don't know about Georgia. I don't know. Okay.
So I would start with going to local farmers, or like buying a whole cow or a half cow. One of the nurse practitioners at the clinic, she buys whole cows at a time, and asking that farmer. If they receive FDA or government funds, then they are still pushing vaccinations in animals.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and you don't want to eat that.
Really?
But everybody's eating it at the grocery store.
Vote
You
with
go
your
to the
feet, vote with your
grocery
money.
store,
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, they're vaccinating?
Oh yeah.
They're
The cows.
vaccinating the cows,
Yeah.
the chickens.
The chickens.
What did the cows do?
Remember
The
when
industry-
they all,
the industry
they
receives
vaccinated
funding.
what, that lion? They were like, oh, the lion caught COVID. I'm like, how?
It's ridiculous.
Wild.
Oh my gosh. Well, we are going to
History's
take.
not going to look favorably
We're
upon
gonna,
us, I
we're gonna
promise.
take a quick. Oh, sorry. Did you have something to add? Okay. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, but before we do, I have. Oh my gosh! Have you guys heard about Bella Grace? I know you ladies have.
this is great.
So I'm going to take my second dose today. This is my second dose of Bella Grace Elixir. So Elixir, listen, I've read a lot of reviews. Things that I can attest to is stronger hair, stronger and healthier skin. It has a lot of probiotics that will help with your gut health. And we were just talking in another segment that a lot of the things we're seeing today can be because of poor nutrition and poor gut health. So when you get yours, listen, I want you to go to Up News. That's UP News, upnewsbg.com. Scroll down, get your Elixir. I think they come in 30, 60, and 90 day. Take it twice a day. It's got a little cherry flavor. I'm going to take mine. You're going to navigate to Up News BG. We'll be back with more Homefront in a minute.
A lot of people are having great success with a weight management program with Bella Trim, but it's just a tool. In terms of ingredients, Chromex or chromium picolinate improves the actions of insulin, so you have better glucose management, and in addition, it promotes fat utilization. Fat utilization, or fat burning, is also a feature of metabolite, which are two botanicals that stimulate a switch called AMP kinase, and so you tend to burn fat, reduce belly fat or visceral fat. Who doesn't want that? Metabolite has the ability to stimulate satiety or reduce those cravings. That's really very, very important. And it does that by raising GLP-1 levels. In addition, we've addressed the microbiome by using prebiotics. Healthier microbiome, better weight management.
Hi, America. Welcome back to the home front. We have a new guest with us today. I am so excited to welcome Mason Weaver to the home front. Mason, you're a little outnumbered. Sorry.
Love it. Love it. Where every man wants to be.
Love it.
Sweet.
He's smart. He's smart.
right.
Now, Mason, I really wanted a chance to talk to you because you have a really unique perspective. You shared with me that currently you are kind of back out and dating again after a really wonderful marriage.
Yes.
And after losing your wife. So I just want to know, because we've got a Gen Zer here, I'm sure she can relate to how dating is. What's that life like, where it's almost like a new chapter, right?
It's like walking through razors.
Oh,
Oh,
that
Cuts to the
doesn't
bone.
sound like fun at
It's
all.
not fun. No, it's
So
not
the
fun.
dating pool sucks.
I am dating now for the first time in 50 years. I spent 45 years with the world's most beautiful woman. It took me 10 years to chase her down and convince her because she was hard to convince. I had to convince her.
I bet.
And in 45 years with her, she never raised her voice to me. And she got everything she wanted from me. And we developed a love language because men and women are different. You have to have that language. And on our honeymoon, she said, I do not intend to work at a good marriage. I intend to play at a good marriage.
I intend to play
At a
at
good
a
marriage.
good marriage.
Now, I want you folks to listen and think about this. You have never had an argument with your man while he had you in his arms.
Never.
You have to push away.
You're right.
You got to push away. You got to push away. So we talk like this. We talk like this. We
I think this man is going to save marriages.
we played jazz that night. We went to sleep holding each other. We woke up holding each other. I would pray over her before her feet hit the ground. So she spent all day knowing her man covered her. So when I had the honor, the privilege from God to take care of her the last 2.5 years of my life to get her prepared to go to heaven, when she left, I was comfortable and relaxed. I'd done my job. And I said, boy, that was great. Because she asked me before she died, are you going to get another wife? I said, I enjoy being married. I think I'll probably get married again. Of course, she said, to a younger woman? And I said, you think I go through menopause twice?
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
But when she passed away, I spent the year, we were raising our granddaughters. I got 2 grandkids I'm raising. They're both grown now. And I decided to get remarried again. So I started dating. Lord have mercy. Ladies, come on now.
What are you experiencing?
Yeah, I got to hear this.
I'm experiencing
It's hard.
men with dresses.
oh,
They're aggressive, they're masculine, they're argumentative. Women think that beauty is power. Ladies, beauty is a target. It's not power. Your beauty will get attention, but will not get retention.
And it's not the attention that
No.
you think
Wait,
you want.
wait. I want to hear that again.
love
That's a book title.
It is.
Your beauty will.
You will get attention, but it will not get retention.
Amen.
And women think that their beauty, since we try so hard to get you, you think we'll do anything to keep you.
oh.
And it's the opposite.
someone
It's
feels-
not true.
Feel seen right now.
So you get
Brianna's
frustrated.
gone.
You get frustrated. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The man
Right.
doesn't surrender to you, and you get frustrated and more frustrated and more frustrated till you finally meet a good guy. You don't even recognize it.
Right.
You don't recognize it. So I've been dating for 45 years. I've been married for 45 years. I'm dating now, and now I decided to stop playing the game. And I suggest you ladies, you single women, to do this. When you meet a man, immediately start interviewing him.
Amen.
Don't be cute. Don't be coy. Don't be pretty. Don't say, I'm going to spend some time, see how it works out. The time's on his side. That's what they call it, making time. It's on his side. You don't take no time. You go out your time. Your time is valuable. Because when you talk to him for 2 weeks, he got your heart. So you give him 2 minutes. You start off the conversation interviewing him. Here's why. You ask the hard questions. You ever beat a woman? You ever go to jail? What happened to your last relationship?
You got children outside of wedlock?
Yes. Here's why you ask the hard question.
Period.
Are you married?
Yes,
We all
yes.
start drinking.
Are
Yes.
you gay?
Thank you.
Heavy
think
on
you
Do
that
you
one.
identify as a female in your prior life? I don't know.
And then for most women, do you have a job?
Yes.
Can you
Do you live with your mama?
job?
Do you live with your mama?
You are preaching to
Do you have a job? Yes.
Now, women are
Do you
scared to
have
do
a
this.
mobile?
You're scared to do this. You're scared because you may run the guy away. But I'm going to tell you something. 2 guys react to that. The bad guy gets defensive.
Yeah.
Why are you in my business like this? Why you start nosing? That's telling you right there in 5 minutes he's the bad guy. But the good guy wants to brag. He wants to tell you about himself. He can't brag until you ask him. So you ask this guy to tell you why he's a good guy. We love to brag. And all we want from you, ladies, all we want from you is you.
cheat codes.
We just want you
Cheat codes.
we just want you to be you.
I wanted to bring up something. You had mentioned that women that you're dating or seeing now are more in a masculine state of mind. And I've noticed that when we have weak men in our lives, we don't know what true masculinity looks like. Because weakness in men is what is considered toxic masculinity. Because women and children are not safe when we have weak men, right? So when a man in a woman's life is weak, she's vulnerable, she's in danger, lots of bad things can happen to her, she's not protected. And so when a woman grows up like that in a household where she doesn't have strong men to be an example of what she should look for in other men that she will marry or raise children with, then that woman then internalizes that and says, well, I can do it by myself. I don't need a man.
I heard that a lot.
I don't need a man.
Ladies,
baby girl, you do.
Let me
You
tell you,
need a
ladies,
man.
one thing.
But
I
you
want
need a
to.
strong, principled, God-fearing
Only a strong man should know your name.
Yeah.
Only a strong man should know your name.
Yes.
These guys shouldn't even know who you are. Ladies, your greatest gift to your children is who you choose to be their daddy.
Yes.
That's your greatest gift. Guard that. Select that. This man has to provide for you before you know him. He has to come on to you and take you in his arms and keep all the crap out your life. My job is to kill the stress. My job is to take the stress from you, not manage the stress in your life.
You know, stress is one of the leading causes in women that causes health problems.
Yes, you're not supposed to have stress.
No.
Look at when you guys go home tonight. Look at your home. Look at your home. Everything in your house was built by a man to please a woman. You got tired of going outside to the bathroom. We brought the bathroom inside. You got tired of the dirt floor. We put the dirt floors down. We don't care if the walls fall down or not. We do it for you and your kids. So all we want you to do is be a hero. Tell me I'm your hero. Tell me you appreciate it.
And I
We'll
can't
conquer
even get
the
a
world
text
for you.
back. I can't even get a text back.
Thank you. I will not conquer
a
the world for you.
privilege.
Be conquered by you. I'm not going to do that.
It is a privilege to not have to work.
Yes.
It's a privilege to be at home and raise your children. It's a privilege to be taken care of. Don't look at that as weakness. As women, we are supposed to be
That's
that.
a lie,
Men,
telling you that, see.
right? It is a lie, and
it's a
it's
lie.
perpetuated through
Yes.
inner cities.
Yes.
I mean, I grew up that way. My grandmother was like that. She would tell me, "Baby girl, you need to find you, not a husband, but somebody's going to take care of you." I'm like, "Okay, grandma." And then, but on the other side of that, it was, well, you can do it by yourself. You don't need no man. Like, you don't need a guy to tell you what to do. You're independent. You can do it all alone. And it's like, well, why do I want to be alone? Especially if I have children.
Yes.
Why do I want to be alone?
Yeah,
you.
right.
So I want to ask a question because, first of all, thank you. Because, thank you for giving the women out there because there's such confusion.
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting with some 20-something-year-olds. I love that age group. And they're just so confused because by the third date, they're still paying for their own food. I'm like, hello, excuse me. Are we even calling this a date? So you gave us some good advice, but here's my question. I heard the scary term, Gen Z term, called soy boy. Kind of scared me. But what that was is a boy that's been raised in an all-feminine household because if you think about it, it's the dads that throw the babies in the air. It's the dads that let the kids do dangerous things while the moms go, no, don't do that, don't do that. But it takes that masculinity to raise a real man. So what do you say to the single moms who are raising boys if you want those boys to grow up as men? What do we do if we're single?
Let them bleed.
Ooh.
Let
Let them hit the wall.
bleed.
Let them fall down the steps. Let them be boys. You find men around your uncles, brothers, cousins. that's gonna do
Mentors.
that. You have to have that. You cannot raise a man. You cannot do it. It is impossible
Right.
to raise a man. You cannot do it.
When you mentioned that you're helping raise your grandkids.
Yes, my
so
granddaughters.
that's happening more and more. You know, so I imagine it's kind of comforting to even our viewers to understand that yes, this is something that our culture is going through, and stepping in and being that grandparent that says, okay, you know, I'm going to take the wheel here and help you know with that parenting.
You know, my granddaughters will tell you, they was here, how terrible their teenage years were. Because the rule in my household, if a young man asks you for your phone number, give him mine.
Amen.
Oh, we were
Yes.
talking about that.
Yes. The
Yes.
first phone call comes to me. The first date is him and I go for coffee.
Yep.
First date is him and I go
like
for coffee.
Yep.
I'd
We
be single
discuss.
forever.
Let me just hold on.
We discuss who this
Right,
is.
Are you taking notes, Michelle?
No, it's important for that guy, that dude, to understand there's somebody with a bass voice in the house that will give his life for that little girl or take a life for that little girl. And that's all. That's all it
That's
takes.
so
That one
powerful.
time. So they were very frustrated. They said, Grandpa, we can't get no man. I said, you're going to hate me at 15 and love me at 30.
Amen.
'Cause I'm looking for my great grandkid's daddy.
Yes.
Not the little cute pretty boy, little broke dumb dude that you like. And rubber the game.
Dumb dude.
I was with someone for 6 months. You want to know how many dates he paid for? His money.
Well,
Because he could not keep a job.
Oh,
and you still talk to him because he was cute and had a good game.
He had a nice car.
He did, thank you. Nice heart.
Jeez.
But he couldn't keep a job, y'all.
I didn't
my
have a car
gosh.
I'm
at the time.
I'm
just
at a
love
point in
you.
my life now that I'm narrowed it down
Yeah.
Yeah.
to a very
Important.
few ladies. My first date here, I was single for a year, moved to Florida, which, by the way, we had a 5-year goal. First 5 years of my marriage, we had a 5-year goal. Every 5 years, we had a goal, where we're going to be, where we're going to be, where we're going to be. And our final 5 years was that when I turned 70, we were going to move to Florida. She died 9 days before I turned Florida, before I turned 70. No, I kept the date. I moved to Florida.
Right.
That's
I moved to
right.
Florida.
Got to keep your promise.
So my first time here, I went to a Republican women's meeting, and they had this lady for me to meet. Oh, I got this one for you to meet. She's beautiful. She's successful. She's well known.
Conservative?
Yes, conservative. Yeah, she was conservative, and I guess it didn't last long. I didn't find out. We had a dinner date. I was going to meet her for dinner. I walked in the restaurant. She's already sitting down. As I walked up, she looked up and down, right, and she put that finger up. Blah 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 blah. You can't do it. Just waving that finger at me, right? So I stood there till she finished. I finally said, "It's not going to work out." Turned around and walked away. And she said, "Why won't it work?" So I turned around and said, "Well, if you and I got together, it would be a homosexual relationship because you're as much man as I am."
Ooh. We need more of that in society.
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
No,
Yes.
every man I know is, first off, ladies, every man I know is a good man.
Right.
We don't hang around bad guys. See, men should brag about their marriages to other single men because
Yes.
all single men hear about is at the club where the dude's cheating on his
Right.
wife. He got it. But if all my male friends are good guys, then you should ask me to fix you up, not John Henry on the street, because we don't. Plus, if you got a guy in your life, you got a female in your life with a good man, your mother, your aunt, your cousin, your niece, your girlfriend, got a good guy, you know it's a good guy, ask her and him to double date with you on the first date. Because only that guy can tell you that guy's a good guy or not. You can't tell. Only that other guy can tell you in 30 seconds.
It's an idea.
That's
So
good.
find you a woman that has a good man. You go to both of them and say, "Can you be my cover? Can you be my eyewitness? Can you cover me with this manhood you got?" Because we need good men too. We need good guys
Yes.
around.
That's good.
Trust the guy in your life that you know has shown you his ability to kill a snake for you.
You know, it's hard though because I feel like most men, especially like boys, because they ain't men at my age, boys that I've met, they are almost like I don't know. They when they can sense that a woman is more feminine and they are not as aggressive, they almost don't see it as a challenge, and so they're not interested. But when you come across as aggressive and demanding and masculine, like I don't need you to do this because I can do it myself, they see it as a challenge, and so they're interested.
Now, I'm the only man on the
interesting.
panel, so
Yes.
let me tell you what men really think.
Yes, sir.
I got 74 years experience of being a man. They don't think that's challenging. They think it's easy.
Oh,
They think it's easy.
I never thought of it that way.
Because you're not looking for the husband. You're looking for a good. We take you where you want to go. We spend all the money you want on you. It's worth it. You're worth every dime I got in my pocket. So we'll take you places and treat you nice, but what we want is not permanent. See, so women think that if you are a bold woman, you'll get a bold man. I do not want to be challenged in my house. I go out and challenge the world for my woman. I'm not gonna come home and debate the day with her. I don't want a lady to come home and ask me how my day has been. I want you to tell me how my night's gonna be. I'm not interested in, you know, I want a female. I want a loving, soft, gentle woman in my home that I can hold on to and touch and not have to debate the world with you.
Ooh,
Give
I
me a
think this is my
sandwich.
favorite episode.
Give me a sandwich.
That's so
No,
true.
that's
That is
good.
very
That's
true.
really good. So, I think that's interesting because my husband and I have been married 13 years.
Woo!
Thank you. But we've recently, I think 2020, we hit a wall. And it came to like a head in 21. And we were almost at that point where we're like, I don't know if this is going to work. But we looked at each other after we kind of like, we went to our separate rooms in the house, I guess. And we came back and we were like, all right, we have two options. We either fix it or we fix it. And then we're like, all right, well, I guess we fix it. So how do we fix it? And it's
Right.
like, well, and I said to him, I said, well, we didn't really date. So if you want me to be your wife, like you got to date me again.
You gotta constantly
Date me.
Yeah.
Date me. Let me know that I am the center of your desire.
Yes.
And that like brings out that more feminine energy in me. And I feel like I'm able to let go. I'm able to come home. I'm able to just get rid of all of the ugh that I feel throughout the day because what I do is very heavy, right? We're trying to save the nation. I'm battling men that just don't understand principles and don't understand courage. And it's like, what are you even doing? And so it's heavy, right? Especially as moms, we're trying to change culture by introducing ourselves into culture and all of these things. And so when you come home, you don't want to come home, like you said, to a fight. You want to be able to come home and say, look, this is how I feel. This is what's going on. And to have him not try to fix my problem, but listen and be that like, just that rock for me. And I think he's understood that and that's where we are, but it's the same for him. He doesn't want me to be, you know, that like aggressive person with him. He wants me to be soft and feminine.
Yeah, that's what
and
you are soft. You're not
listen
aggressive.
and-
You
yeah.
can pretend to be aggressive.
Right.
But I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
If at 3:30 in the morning I kick your front door open, who do I meet? You or your
My
husband?
husband.
Then he's willing to die for you, you think?
Yes,
So if he's willing to die for you, young lady, why don't you want to live for him?
I do.
Just relax.
I love it.
I know,
love
and
that.
that's so. I come from trauma, right? I didn't
We all
have
do.
good, strong men in my family, in my house, and the people I've dated were not very strong, good men. They were toxic men. So when I met my husband, I was like very masculine, kind of standoffish. And he's dealt with that for a really long time. But when you're going through your healing process of healing through trauma, it's very important to have a strong man who's willing to be like, all right, I got to let you be you, but to leave that door open so that we can be soft and
A
feminine.
woman can say anything to me that she wants to say to me. It's her tone that gets the result from me.
I'm so
Right.
glad you said that. Okay, fun fact. So I was at an event, I'm speaking, I'm not quiet, I'm not shy, I'm not any of those soft, I'm none of those things. But my husband's with me, right?
Yes.
And I'm just, it's a political event and I'm just lashing into it.
Why can I whisper?
I don't know, like you don't know, right? So, and but the one time somebody raised their voice or stood up out of their chair, in that split second, I sat back and my husband, do you know what I mean? It was, I can be as loud and as down as I want to, but the roles
Because
are
he's
still
behind you.
there.
Yes.
It's because of his hand behind my back that you feel like you can go,
Yes.
take the lead.
And Michelle, can I take a second and
Yes.
just encourage, if you're a single woman out there and you're probably feeling hopeless right now because you're thinking, where's the man in my life who's going to protect me? I want to tell you, before the foundations of the earth, God created you.
Yes.
And if you don't believe me, you open that Bible and you read Psalm 139. because it says that God created you with such care, with such detail. And the reason you, as a single woman, as a young woman, as an old woman, as a divorced woman, as a widow, you can be safe and you can still be feminine because your Father in heaven gave you his son Jesus, who is the Lion of Judah, who will protect you, who did give his life for you. So I want to speak into your heart right now and allow you to be feminine and allow you don't have to battle the world. Your Father in heaven is with you. You are not alone. And once you allow him to heal you, he'll bring you that man. Because our Father is in the hookup business.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I love that. I love
Yes, he
that.
is.
Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I know you mentioned that, you don't argue when you're holding each other.
Can't.
Well, when you're snuggling,
You can't.
You could snuggle with a My Pillow. And we
She snuck that
I'm going to go out there. Well, we
Skill.
love
She snuck that in
We
there.
love Mike Lindell. We were with
do
him
too.
at Trump International. He's doing so much for the country, and let's face it, he could retire on some island somewhere, but he chooses to fight for our country. I think we need to spend our money with a lot of these Patriot business. If you go to mypillow.com, I want you to use the promo code UP for UP News. You'll save a bunch of money on your next order. We'll be right back with more Homefront. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow, towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
Hi guys, welcome back to the home front. This has been a wonderful day. We've had a lot of truth and a lot of knowledge dropped here. Mason, I am so blessed that you joined us today. Before we go, I wanted to know if maybe you would pray with us or pray over us.
That's the deal. Men pray on women or pray over them. You want a man in your life to pray over you or pray on you. You have to recognize that. That gives you the spirit of relaxation or confusion. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your word. We thank you for looking at Adam and declaring it was not good for him to be alone. And for the good of man, you presented us with a woman. We need you. She needs us. This nation has fallen short of your glory. We've turned our back on you. We repent in the name of Jesus. We're going to accept each other at the high council of heaven. We're going to provide for this nation to be cured. We're going to lead our children back to you. We're going to stop allowing this nation to kill our kids. We're going to present ourselves as a holy nation to you to continue to get your blessings. I want to bless this TV program, bless these hosts, what their goals are, what their deeds are. Give them strength. May the holy angels of God surround them and cover them and present them to the public and stand before them. We pray in the name of our son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here at the home front. Join us next time. We'll see you until then. Stay blessed. Thank you.